Wow. Just wow. Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am doing something that I try to do almost every January, where I try to catch up on a certain number of movies that were from the previous year, 2017. There were a couple films that I was curious about, that I wanted to see and I wanted to watch, but I didn't get a chance to do it until right now. And I just got done watching Geostorm. Fuck! Geostorm was directed by Dean Devlin, who, this is his very first directed movie, but he's been around in the business for so long. In fact, he's a guy who's been like the assistant to Roland Emmerich. Motherfucker! The plot is we see that the satellites up in space have malfunctioned. Their original intention, where they were supposed to help control climate changes and the crazy environmental storms and global warming and all that stuff that we can't control, but these satellites were supposed to help control that until they start malfunctioning, until they start creating all of these storms and killing tons of people. So Gerard Butler has to be the superhero that he is, goes up in space to try to save the day. Fuck this movie! Fuck you! Gerard Butler is so hit and miss with his movies, between Gods of Egypt, that horrible piece of crap, to then doing a movie like Olympus Has Fallen, which I quite enjoyed. It's such a mixed bag. This is not good. This film is not good. He needs to reread these scripts. He needs to get a better agent, something. Especially if you're talking about a world-ending, world disaster-like film. We've had 100 of these by now. So what are you bringing new to the table here? I know Dean Devlin obviously feels like he picked up something from Roland Emmerich, but what he didn't pick up was a personality, was a sense of humor. As much as I don't like the cheeseballness of the Roland Emmerich movies, I almost appreciate them now. Because at least they know what they are. At least those movies know they're silly, know they're dumb, and tell their jokes, and they try to have fun with it. So I can almost understand why people like or appreciate those movies more, because this was so dull. Trying to play it straight, trying to take this plot seriously, and the plot is so dumb, so absurd, so idiotic that it's insulting to try to pass this along like it's some serious drama shit. Fuck my life. Let's talk about Gerard Butler. His character's name is Jake. They say he's British, but he has this weird accent. It's like it sounds like he's an Australian guy trying to sound like American, but then they say he's from England. Okay, his brother is played by Jim Sturgis, who he doesn't have an accent at all, so explain that to me. And the two of them work for the government, but Gerard Butler is so unpredictable and so just not in line for working for people that his brother has to fire him, and then there's some family drama conflict there. Bullshit, boring. Ultimately, when shit hits the fan, when all of these storms are happening, he has to bring Gerard Butler back and say, look, you do what you gotta do. You're the man. You can do this and you can do that. And let's talk about Jim Sturgis, shall we? Because he's an actor who, it's funny, just a couple of days ago, I was talking to my girlfriend about this guy. We were talking about how he was in that movie 21, and he was in Across the Universe. And then I said, what the hell happened to him? Like, I thought he was an up-and-coming guy that was going to be something, and then he just disappeared. Now, I know he does music. I know that he's been on TV shows. At least I've looked that up since. But like, he disappeared, and then all of a sudden I put this movie on, and look who's here. He is in a nothing role, nothing for him to do. Like I said, the family brother drama bullshit that you don't give a fuck about. Especially, this is a movie about a possibly world-ending event, and they're arguing about growing up as brothers and all of, oh, you did this to me when I was a kid, blah, 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 you're not responsible. What the fuck? Bastard! Douchebag! They even have Gerard Butler have his daughter, who I think was in Annabelle 2, I think. But you have to, she's only here just for the 1 or 2 scenes where you cut back to her when Gerard Butler's in space, and she's like, no, he promised me he'd come back. He's gonna come back. He won't die because he's the main character and he's my dad. Wow. Let's take every lame, cliched side plot and side characters type stuff and let's shove it all into this movie. But let's do a lesser, dumbed down, just lazy version of it.
Fuck you.
Jim Sturgis' character is dating Sarah, played by Abby Cornish, and I think I've said this before. I've definitely had this thought about her before. She looks like the twin sister of Katherine Heigl, but just a much better version of Katherine Heigl. A better actress, better, I'm sure, a better person. You can't be any worse than Katherine Heigl. So I liked her. And that's honestly the best thing you'll hear me say about this movie, because let's move on to the president. The president is played by Andy Garcia. Why? I don't know. Not exactly the Bill Pullman president speech that we all were probably hoping for. And not only that, when I say that this plot is stupid, I'm not just talking about an end of the world disaster plot. No, because again, we've seen that before. And we've seen it dumb. I'm talking about you find out that these satellites aren't really malfunctioning. These satellites aren't doing this by accident. No, there's somebody in like the cabinet who is evil. He's the villain. I'm talking about Ed Harris, and he has sabotaged everything. He wants to kill the president. He wants to use this device to kill a bunch of people. Why? Because why not? Because this movie wanted to be different and have people behind this world-ending disaster storms thing.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard!
There's literally a scene where the characters are they're in a car chase. They're being chased by people, human villain characters, as there's a tornado and lava and volcano, the ground's breaking up. As all of this, like, storms are going on, they're dealing with bad people. Seriously? The effects are terrible. They spent upwards of over $100 million on the film, but it's totally wasted. This was a waste of time. Honestly, I should have not seen this movie, because at least my imagination for what I've heard about how bad this movie was, of course, silly me, wanting to give movies a chance, I found out the hard way that this film sucks gigantic balls. Obviously, I'm giving Geostorm a fuck you. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too unfortunately saw Geostorm. Did you like it for some reason, or do you agree with me that it's just terrible? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't know what's next, but later.